Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Mystic in Training podcast with me, Melissa Amos. After last week's episode on the intelligence inside your cells, I know how much it resonated from the comments and the messages from people saying, "Oh my God, this explains what I've been feeling. Yep, I've definitely felt in chaos. What's going on?" So today I want to explore with you something that I spoke about last week that came through on the channel, are really around the light body awakening, our ascension symptoms, and really the truth about energy sensitivity. If you heard last week, you would know that your system is upgrading. This is not regression. This is not because you're broken. This is not because there's something wrong with you. And this is definitely not that your sensitivity is a curse. Your cells have been reorganizing themselves. There's been the old paradigm, if you like, beginning to dismantle, and the body has been doing its beautiful thing, and the mind's like, what on earth's going on? And it is just catching up. Now, sometimes we think about the word light body and we're like, oh, but actually, your light body is the energetic structure of your physical being. We already know that we are made up of cells, and that if we looked at our cells under a really fancy, powerful microscope, we would essentially just be empty space. And what is within this empty space is the electromagnetic field and the energetic template of your physical form. It is not empty as in nothing. It is empty as in there isn't matter in there, but there is certainly a lot of information. It is the energetic aspect of who we are as a human being. It's the pace that goes beyond the physicality and the skin and the bones, but that you feel when you're comfortable with somebody. You feel when you have that magnetism with somebody. You feel in that connection. You feel when somebody feels alive, or if somebody is going through something. This often happens more from how you respond in their presence rather than what they're actually saying to you. And so the light body contains this magnificent amount of information. And it's not something outside of you, although in my experience, it goes beyond the body, but it also lives within you. It lives within your cells. It is the energetic makeup, really, that informs the cells what to do and how to act and how to be and what their job and what their function is. Now, the nature of this is that it works very fast. It's very rapid because there's no slowing down of vibration that it needs to get through like we have with our physical body. You know, we cut ourselves, our body has to go through a process in order to heal, which, spoiler alert, is informed by what your energy body is doing, the subtle communications, the thoughts, the processes, the biochemical reactions. They are all responded to by your energy body. And so it works really fast. It has this rapid nature. And it certainly goes faster than the mind. It definitely goes faster than the body. And it seems to update of its own accord and often in cycles. And it's where our spiritual intelligence lives. It's where our intuition, our coherence, our soul intelligence moves through. And it is met with the other things, how we feed ourselves, how we fuel ourselves, what our reactions and our stories and our mind is. So it all sits within there. Now, when our light body, so the energetic component of us, begins to shift, the first place that it then, I suppose, has a reaction to, this is what has been coming from the channel, is our cell, our cells, our molecules. Like I said, it's all empty space. When our light body shifts, then our cells respond and they begin to absorb and hold this light, if you like. Now, when our cells shift, that has a response on our emotional body, that has a response on our mental body, on our thoughts, that has a response on our energy, how we feel in our body. And this is why people will feel something way before you really know even what's caused it. That's why you'll sometimes get this like, but and then have to go and analyze it and see what's going on. Now, this is all very interesting. The channel last week brought through something very practical. Now, we have all been taught about energy protection, and certainly from your comments and the conversations that I have, energy protection has been something that is really important. And the channel spoke about this, that certainly, especially for the last 3 decades, energy protection has been needed in the way that we've been doing it, and it has been changing. Now, they brought in a very interesting point of view about ascension symptoms. So, what are ascension symptoms? Well, they are a physical response to what's happening. So, you know, the spiritual hangover, right? You've had this like amazing experience, you've been on this thing, and then the next day you're like, blah, I'm dead. They can also come through when there's been some energetic alignments coming through. They can come through when you've had a healing, or you've had a new realization, or even after a massage, right? And how we often respond, and I want to say there's varying symptoms that can come up. But generally we see them as like fatigue, maybe, or like these sudden bursts of energy that seems to come from nowhere. It can be like headaches, pressure, anything to do with like expulsion, coughs, colds, sickness, digestive sensitivities. It can be sleep changes. Have you ever had it where you're just like, I'm so tired? Or you're like alive, it's 3 a.m. and you're like, oh, I've got so much stuff going on. But also it can be more subtle. It can be in like buzzing, tingling, this, you know, like in a feeling. Look, they're not all bad. Like, don't be worried. They're not all bad, but often we speak about them in the negative, like, oh, I've got this. It's an ascension symptom. Oh, I'm not feeling good. It must be there's something going on. Like, and it's interesting because we often hear about them when there has been, for example, a lot of solar activity happening, and when the northern lights are going wild, when we're in energy portals, when the moon is full. I don't know the science behind it, but certainly my lived experience is that these symptoms can be on a collective scale when the Schumann resonance is doing its funky things, right? So what's going on there? We can also experience ascension symptoms through our emotions, right? These kind of like, I don't feel like myself, something feels different, I feel ungrounded, I want to just withdraw and cocoon and just be in my own company. I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstimulated, I'm over it. I'm irritable, I'm feeling sad for no reason. These kind of like unexplained, like I don't understand what's going on, but I'm definitely feeling something. And then we also get this, often this kind of heightened sensitivity. We feel other people more, we feel the environment more. We just want to be quiet. That's me quite often. I just want to be quiet. Just want to be like simple. Just want to be clean. It can also be, you know, you feel drawn to eating. We all go one way or the other. You just want to eat the heavy foods, the grounding foods, the carbs, the sugar. Or you're like, I just need to eat clean. I need to eat nothing. I don't want to eat anything. But we get this kind of heightened inner sensitivity. We become really intolerant. This is me. I'm really intolerant of anything that feels like misaligned. Um, and also, you know, when you get these sudden feelings of love, of compassion, of awe, of just, oh, these can all be part of this reconfiguration of what's happening. So if we think about an ascension, that's what it is. It's our physical body and our light body receiving more, and then our physical body is going, hey, we need to calibrate. Now, we often get caught up in, well, I need to regulate, I need to go back, I need to be who I was. The whole point of ascension is we're evolving, we're becoming, we're holding more light in our body. And these experiences that we're having are a reminder of what's happening energetically. And they're a sign of integration. They're a sign of our body being able to hold more light, which is incredible. And we don't want to fight it. We don't want to go back. And we don't want to treat them like they're an issue or that where there's something that we need to suppress or that they're a dysfunction. They're proof to you that something's going on. From a psychotherapeutic lens, we might call this a somatic release. From a energetic lens, we might call this an activation. From an Akashic Records point of view, it's a remembering of our original frequency and a dismantling of the overlays, the identities that we have claimed as our own, but they're not. Now, nobody wants to feel these. I mean, this is where it got really ironic for me. Those of us who have this natural sensitivity, the empaths, the sensitives, the intuitives, we've got very good at bringing protection, at going, well, I only let in the light and all of this, and it's great, but we've been using it as shielding, as armor, as block, as bubbles, as create the cloak around you. And I spoke about this in a previous episode, and I recommend that you listen to that because it's really relevant here. Because what we discovered in that episode is that protection in that way implies danger. It implies that I'm weaker than this thing that's happening to me, and that the world and the outside experience is stronger than me. And it's not. If you listen to what we discovered last week about how our cells are responding, yes, to what's happening, but they're responding actually to our inner world. They're responding actually to the meaning that we are creating out of the experience that's happening. And the cells going, oh, yeah, this is good, or oh no, we need to protect ourselves. And they're beginning to create a network of like what's safe and what's not. Now, what they showed very clearly is that when we have this coherence, when our body's literally holding more of this light, light is a great conductor. If there's nothing in the way and you shine a beam, the speed of light is super quick. You put it through shadows and overlays and matter, that's when it starts to distort. But when it's clear, whoosh, it just goes through. And so what do you need protection for if the energy's just moving through? Because protection tries to keep things out. Coherence just lets you in, lets more of you in. Lets more of this light to come through. Where we're moving into is us sensitives and empaths and intuitives are becoming these conductors of light, not sponges. We're not here to slurp it all up and keep it all in. We're here to let this energy move through us, to let the light of the world come through us and then move through us and become us. We don't need to carry it anymore. We transmit it, we flow through it. We are the light. So what do we need protection from? Now here was the real clincher. Is what they said was that the barriers that we've created, the walls that have been put up around us, have been acting as this slowing down of the light, and that many of the ascension symptoms that we've been experiencing, I'm really sorry to say this, but has been amplified because of these protective layers that they've put on. That your soul, your guides, the light have been like, you don't need this anymore. Stop building these walls around you. We want the light to get through. And so this dismantling, not only of the old ways, but this dismantling of this thing that's been protecting you against something that's not actually there anymore. That as we allow more light in, that light becomes our force field. That light becomes our flow. That we conduct the energy through. We use our sensitivity as our superpower. And that light is who we are. And that light is what we will receive. And light is what we'll transmit. And guess what the world will respond to us? Guess what the universe will respond to us with? More light. So our energy protection practices, which, if we're honest, some has been to protect us against all of those symptoms that I said about earlier, have been perpetuating the very symptoms that we've been trying to avoid. And by not having this and just letting more of the light come in and come through, we have less ascension symptoms because we just are. And as it comes in, it goes. Now, again, this is not like, yeah, just go around unconsciously, just let everything come in and come through. Like, there's work that needs to be done there, but the work is different. The work is not the protection device. The work is the light body. The work becomes with the practice that I gave you last week, which is, what are your cells doing? What are they responding to? What are they absorbing? What are they letting out? What are they vibrating at? Because that is what the world is going to keep responding to. That is what your material world is going to keep responding to. That is what your thoughts are going to begin to attract more of. That is what your field is creating in the world. This is who we are. We are energy bodies. And the more we dial into that and the more we're aware of that, the more we will know in the moment if something is conducive to our health, if something is conducive to our purpose, if something is conducive to our well-being. And as we bring more of that in, we get more things that are conducive to our health and our well-being. And when they are not, when the answer is, oh no, this one is not in alignment with me, this one is discordant with my energy, we then bring more light through so it transmutes and transmits. We don't hold it anymore. And when we are with somebody that feels like they're an energy drain, they're not draining our energy. They're just draining this infinite abundance of light so it doesn't matter. We're giving with love. We're not, I need to protect my energy because it is sacred and it is true. It is sacred and it is yours. And it's coming through you. Like, there's no lack. It's just there. And what they showed so clearly in this channel was we're moving into these new times where this light becomes our currency. That's so interesting, isn't it? Currency, there's a current of energy. And the currency, this is what is important. This is what we focus on. This is what we bring our attention to. This is our intuitive compass. This tells us yes, no. This tells us move this way or that. We're like a snail. We're just using these spidey senses to go, yeah, this is the way I go. Not where's the map, where's the direction where we're going. We're letting ourselves be pulled through in this current of flow, using our currency of our light body. So how do we work with this? Well, like I said last week, we work with our energy body. We start to tune into ourselves. So pick the cell, breathe the awareness into that. Ask it, what do you need? What's going on? What am I feeding you? What are you responding to? Ask yourself as you're in there, is this mine? What is mine? Am I centered here? If I was responding to this cell right now, what would I give it? We're moving away from having to block and manage energy, but having to understand it and work with it and understand that this is what we are, that your sensitivity is a gift. We're being asked to slow down a little or a lot for some of us. Gather your energy in, understand you're a light body walking through the world. Make that be your priority and then move. How's my energy today? Where am I centered? How am I gathered? Am I scattered? Am I here? Am I absorbing the light or am I living in my shadow and my overlays today? Gather that first and then walk and then record and then ask your question and then have your conversation and then eat your food. Notice how that changes who you are. Your sensitivity isn't random. And I want to say this, your need and your feeling to protect your energy and to honor your energy is real and it is true. And yes, but the way we are doing it is different now. We understand that we're not victim. to the outside world. We are sovereign. We are the conductors of our own being, of our own play, right? We're remembering. And that sensitivity that you've been feeling and that curiosity that's been moving through you and that need for change is your system just becoming more capable, more light, more intuitive, more purposeful, more you. And the more coherent you are and aware you are of all of that, well, the smoother all of this becomes. So I hope this conversation helped you make sense a little more of what you've been feeling. So trust that, like trust that that's coming up. Trust that this is all happening as it's meant to. You're not falling apart. Time is accelerating. You're not imagining that. Your system's reorganizing yourself. Your light body is awakening. Your cells are remembering. You're becoming more of what you truly are. And this is exciting. This is exciting. And this is what we do. This is my mission. This is what we're creating in Soul Space. How to actually navigate this in every single day life with support, with embodiment, with coherence, with the practices, and with this incredible channel, which I am so blessed to be able to connect with and bring through. And so today, just start here. Listen to your body. Know that you are light first. And trust that you are moving into something very special.